Ladies and gentlemen, we will begin the virtual change of command ceremony in 2 minutes. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Chief Master Sergeant Dawn Peters, and I'm honored to narrate today's ceremony. Today, the men and women of the 201st Air Operations Group say aloha to Brigadier General Thomas J. James upon his departure as commander, and welcome Colonel Jamie Lynn G. Thompson as the new commander of the 201st Air Operations Group. Colonel Thompson comes to us from her previous assignment as a deputy commander, Joint Task Force Support Forces at Antarctica, under the U.S. Indo-PACOM Command as a C-17 command pilot with over 3,100 flight hours. Colonel Thompson first served on active duty for 10 years before joining the Air National Guard in 2008. The presiding officer for today's ceremony is Brigadier General Joseph R. Harris II, Commander of the Hawaii Air National Guard. We'd like to welcome our distinguished guests joining us virtually. Major General Kenneth Hara, Commander, Hawaii National Guard. Current Hawaii Air National Guard leaders and previous leaders. Brigadier General retired Stanley Osserman, Brigadier General retired Gregory Woodrow. We'd also like to welcome the family of Colonel Thompson, her parents Richard and Lynn Green, and sister MJ. The ceremony you're about to see is a time-honored tradition in the military, which visibly assures continuity of command. This is symbolically represented by the unit flag being passed from Brigadier General James to Brigadier General Harris, who then gives it to Colonel Thompson. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, parts of this ceremony have been pre-recorded. Ladies and gentlemen, we will observe the presentation of the colors with the national and state anthems, followed by an invocation by Chaplain Bowling.
Aog couple, let us pray. God of grace and hope, we are gathered today to celebrate a time-honored tradition of change of command. What an honor to call upon you on behalf of our military community, and to know we not only can, but we are invited to ask your presence in our midst. Today we are celebrating with the 201st Air Operations Group. First, we acknowledge the outgoing commander, Brigadier General Thomas Chains. We thank you for his dedication and commitment to lead these men and women. We thank you for his family, Janine, Jackie, Jacob, and Thomas, for all their support to him and the AOG family. Guide him now to another exciting assignment as he works with Indo-PACOM J5. Secondly, we'll lift up to you the incoming commander, Colonel Lynn Thompson. We thank you, O God, for providing her this opportunity to serve this group. We ask that you give her enough wisdom, strength, and patience to weather whatever storm she may encounter at this group. Grant her a solid backbone to be a woman of integrity, but yet be compassionate for her people. We pray for her family, Chad, Noah, and Ty. Bless this family as they assimilate with their new, bigger family in AOG. Third, we lift up to you the men and women of the AOG as they provide their expertise and support to their new commander. Give them a vision of what lies ahead so that their group will excel in all they do. Let them believe in what they do so that they will do it well. Lastly, bless all of us, O God, at the High Arm as we continue to navigate during this pandemic while doing our mission. Continue to keep all of us safe. For in your most holy name, we ask all these.
Thank you, Chaplain Bowling. Ladies and gentlemen, Brigadier General Joseph Harris II, Commander of the Hawaii Air National Guard.
General James.
There we go. Aloha, everyone, and welcome to the change of command for the 201st Air Operations Group. I want to thank everybody for being able to attend in this way and still add some meaning and purpose to a proper military ceremony. I want to recognize and thank General Hara for taking time out of his busy schedule to attend virtually. I want to thank all the other general officers out there, the retirees, Osterman, Woodrow. Thank you so much for participating today on a weekend when you're no longer having to work on weekends. Fellow commanders out there and members of the Hawaii Air National Guard, Ohana, thank you so much for being here. I want to thank the family members. You know, these are milestones in an officer's career, and having the family out there participating in that with the family is really outstanding. So I want to thank Janine, Jackie, Thomas and Jacob, James, and Chad, Ty, Noah on the Thomas, and then Thomas camp, and then also Jamie Lynn's parents, Richard and Lynn. Thank you so much. Just to have this ceremony at all, you know, I want to thank General Hara for allowing this. We're really trying not to gather at all and comply with all the state mandates. We are complying, and normally we do changes of command in this auditorium all the time. And if you could see what I see right now, which is basically an audience full of lights and cameras and no people in chairs. So we've got basically 5 people in this room, and that's the way we do ceremonies now. But that doesn't mean that it can't be meaningful. So even though you all can't see each other, there's a large audience of folks out there. The AOG is out there all participating in this. Their families, friends of these honorees are all participating. So please keep that in mind and you know, join in the esprit de corps supporting these fine officers as they go through these milestones in their career. I also want to thank personally the AOG for putting this on. Although it looks like this is less logistics to put this on, it's actually more. Sergeant Jackson from Public Affairs and the AOG personnel that all put this on, they want to kill me because in the last couple hours we changed a bunch of things about the ceremony just to make it work from a virtual standpoint. And you know, I apologize to you guys, but I'm very thankful for everything you did to put this on. So let me talk briefly about General James. So freshly promoted to Brigadier General, just got the mobilization assistant to U.S. Indo-PACOM J5 job. We couldn't be more proud of him getting that opportunity. He had a COE to Brigadier General for quite some time, and this opportunity popped up with the help of General Hara and General Verislam up at PACOM, and we're really excited that you're going to get this opportunity. But TJ spent a little over 4.5 years as the AOG commander, and you know, when he inherited the AOG, you know, it had recruiting issues, it had morale issues, and General Okahara, who was in my job at the time, charged him with fixing the recruiting issues, fixing the morale issues, and getting the AOG going in the correct path. And that's exactly what he did. He knocked the ball out of the park. AOG is at best seen to date kind of manning levels and on a path towards greater and greater things. Now, he left room still for improvement on the recruiting side. So Jamie Lynn, you've got your challenges ahead of you. And we look forward to what you're going to do with the unit in that regard. But back to General James here for a minute. You know, looking over his resume, you heard some of the highlights in the intro, and so I won't go into it because his resume is, I'll just say that his resume is nearly perfect for U.S. Indo-PACOM J5. His service is unlike many guardsmen I've ever seen. And I think it's because of who he is as an officer, and I want to just touch on that briefly. So General James seems to, if you look at his resume and you work with him, he seems to take on any opportunity for growth and development, whether it's training, no matter what it is, he takes it on and he does it. Whether it's a 24/7 role like the one he's been doing the last year at the Joint Task Force at state headquarters, to signing up for Joint PME when it's optional, taking on deployment at LUD. He was a DERMOB 4 over there. He also worked in the Aog. Those are challenging but voluntary career path choices, and he did it for his own growth and development, and that's what he's done his entire career. And so when you look at his resume, it'll water your eyes, and I'm sure it did for those at J5 who decided, hey, we got to have this guy. So thank you for everything you did to fix the issues that were really hurting us in the AOG while you had the organization. But then also, I have to recognize your leadership in your own personal growth and development that you model for the rest of the officers in the Hawaii Air National Guard. Thank you, TJ. Very proud of you. Okay, now a little bit about our incoming commander. So Jamie Lynn Thompson, as you heard, had 10 years on active duty, was working in the AOC as in a pretty significant position right before she was recruited out of active duty by Inch Compton to help start the AOG in the Hawaii Air National Guard. I think then it was called Detachment 2 when they first stood it up. And she was part of that initial cadre that got that going. Now, she has a couple assignments back and forth at the AOG. She also worked as the deputy DO at the 204th, but then ultimately kind of took charge of her growth and development, took this assignment with this Joint Task Force Antarctica, first in a less responsible role, but was like an assistant, like a group command type role, and then moved up to Joint Task Force Deputy Commander was the last assignment there. And when we heard how her responsibilities there prepared her for this AOG job, we just knew that she was the right person to come back and lead the AOG. She had to work with all the joint military services, NGOs, government entities, all National Science Foundation, you name it. Down there, that was a joint government coalition type operation, and dealing with all those cats and dogs with competing interests and making the mission happen, a tremendous challenge. And her boss, the commander of the Joint Task Force, ranked her number 106. I can't remember how many, I think it was 7 or so 06s down there. And to get that kind of a strat from a Joint Task Force commander down there, she continues to excel as an officer and prove her worth wherever she goes. So we're thrilled to death to have an original member of the AOG cadre come back and lead that organization today. And so we couldn't be more proud and excited to see you take over today. Okay, I'm looking at my notes. I think I covered everything I needed to cover. Again, I want to thank you all today for attending virtually and helping me recognize these two exceptional officers, and please help me wish them well as they embark on these new career challenges that we're excited to help them with as fellow Hawaii Air National Guardsmen. Aloha and thank you.
Thank you, General Harris. Ladies and gentlemen, Brigadier General Thomas James.
Aloha and mahalo nui loa for attending today. General Hara, General Osterman, General Woodrow, of course General Harris, and I'm pretty sure General Okuhara is on as well. I just want to say thank you for everything that you've done for the AOG and for the opportunities that you've given us. It's just been a tremendous honor to be there. Big thanks to Chief and Andrew and Jess Halick and the AOGers to put this together. The Mighty AOG, I can never stop talking about the Mighty AOG. They are a phenomenal group, and Jamie Lynn, you are very fortunate to take over because they are phenomenal. You're going to love them. Absolutely. Big mahalos to my family, Janine, Jackie, Thomas, and Jacob, and of course to the Mighty AOG. I think for my second command, it's just been a wonderful opportunity. But I don't want to talk about me. I just wanted to kind of go over some of the AOG accomplishments because that's really what it's all about. The AOG has just been a phenomenal group, and we call it the Mighty AOG. And it's a term of affection and endearment because they are mighty. They're a smaller group, and yet they are into so many things. And you'll kind of see that, what the AOG has done over the last at least 4.5 years. And I'm looking forward to the next 4.5 years with Jamie Lynn and Chad and Ty and Noah. So congrats to you as well. So some of the things that the AOG has done, obviously 2020 is a strange year. Who could have thought that, and I thank the AOG for allowing me to go onto the JTF and the director staff job and still be the AOG commander for most of that. What a phenomenal opportunity, and you guys and gals have handled that 2020 just 5-star. I couldn't have asked for anything better. It's so nice to know that the ship keeps sailing straight, even without the captain on board. So thank you for that. That has been a tremendous comfort. And that's in due to our leadership. The leadership team that we have with Chief Peters and Sergeant Ono, and then prior to that, Sergeant Kim, just phenomenal. I couldn't have asked for anybody better. And the way we clicked was just phenomenal. I hope to get that again in the future sometime, but that was just phenomenal. So Jamie Lynn, again, you're going to inherit just a wonderful leadership team. And then the squadron commanders, Colonel Soderholm and Colonel Marshall, and the exec, Major Halick, 5 stars all the way around. Just phenomenal. So the AOG has worked side by side with the active duty counterparts in a TFI, a Total Force Integration, Total Force Association relationship, and they love us. Our folks always raise their hand, are always participating. The AOC loves having the AOG there, and I truly mean that. I couldn't have asked for a better assignment than being inside the AOC, where we are ready and relevant to do our jobs. Some of the accomplishments at the AOG, Force Development Plan, and API Advocacy, which you'll be the beneficiary of, so you'll get to fly if you want. Split deployment lines. No one ever talked about that before, but we pushed that through the Weapons System Council. That is a huge, I would say benefit, but a huge motivator. So when you can split a deployment line with another person, that changes the whole game. The Command Climate DEOC survey, when General Okuhara, gave us the stick for this, that DEOC survey, when you see that final chart, was mostly red, and it was a tough go. And meeting with Chief Peters and Sergeant Kim at the time, and then Sergeant Ono, to make that improve on the last DEOC survey was mostly green. So big kudos to you, Chief, and to you, Sergeant Ono, Sergeant Kim, for that. That's all because of you and your guys' senior enlisted leadership. Couldn't ask for any better. We also had our first group chief, which was wonderful. Multiple Lana Ole winners, which I'm very proud of the AOG for. And for a smaller group, we really cheer loud, and we show in force, and that's really good when you see multiple Lana Ole winners. Because of that leadership group that I just told you about, AOG's increased their manning by 27%. That's phenomenal. So handing that over to Jamie Lynn, she's got that last 14, 15 folks to go, and I couldn't be happier for you to take over the AOG. All the exercises that the folks have done, Makani Pahili, Yamasakura, Pacific Century, Red Flag, Global Mobility Wargame, Global Engagement, PAC Fury, just phenomenal. I probably listed maybe half of the exercises that the AOG is participating in, so I'm so proud of you guys and gals. Multiple deployments to Southwest Asia. I was about to list all of those off, but then I thought better of that since we're on Facebook Live. You folks know who you are. Back in 2017, 2019, and now 2021, we have folks in not only Southwest Asia, but also in CONUS and in the Eastern Med area. So congrats to you, and thank you for doing that. It is so neat to see AOG flag forward and the Hawaii flag forward in the KAOC, especially on Fridays when you get to wear your spirit patches and stuff like that. Very proud to be a part of that. Air Force Outstanding Unit, a Meritorious Unit Award. The AOG is phenomenal. Written MOA that we completed, numerous promotions, both enlisted and officer. Starting up of the Aloha Fund and committee. Those Christmas parties have been phenomenal. I can't thank you guys enough for that. That has just been absolutely outstanding. Carolyn Sussman, Rocket, all you folks on that Aloha Fund committee. We developed that new mission statement. You guys are critical to the Joint Task Force. Participated in so many things, JTF Lava, Hurricane Lane, COVID-19, and that's a testament to you and your service. Big thanks to the boss for all those kind words that he said about me, but I'm going to turn that right back on the AOG, because without that and all of the folks that came up we would have never been where we're at today. So big thanks to the AOG. And guess what? When the next JTF comes down, the high-end leadership is going to be looking to you, Jamie and Lynn, and the AOG again to initially staff that joint task force or that task force. So, and I know you can do it. I'll be proud to watch you guys do it and excel. And it's been an honor to be a part of that. AOG Guardsmen in critical positions throughout PACAF, Indo-PACOM, Neptune Hawk, as a Chief of Combat Ops. And if you don't know what that is, try looking that up in the AOC. Those are high-octane jobs, ONE, Operation Noble Eagle, JTF, and these jobs are no kidding. That ONE job is for real. So congrats to you guys and kudos to you for that. The AOG is lucky to have Jamie Lynn Thompson. She has the creds, she has the experience, and such a positive attitude. So it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful to see her taking the stick for the AOG and keep the AOG moving forward. I know the AOG will be in great hands with Jamie Lynn, and I told her to give me a holler at any time that she needs an ear or mentor or something like that. But we all know she doesn't need to do that because she's that good. And if you ever look at her resume, you will know the things that she did on JTF Antarctica. And I know, and I'm not just saying that because I'm handing the stick to her, because I was on the hiring board along with General Harris and several other folks. She's got really good creds. You guys are very lucky to have her. So my last thank you to Jamie Lynn and the AOG. I would just offer to you to get to know your folks. It's a phenomenal group. So get to know the Halix and the Peters and the Onos and the Soderholms and all of those folks. And then also get to know the Carlsons and the Shigekanis and the Merles. What a phenomenal group we have here. You don't realize how lucky you are until actually when you leave and you start looking back. It's phenomenal. And then get to know the Logans and the Haras and the Joint Staff, the Omoris and the Barros and the Cowivis. What a phenomenal group. I am just so honored to be a part of that austere group. So big thanks. I know you guys don't want to listen to me anymore. I'd rather listen to see what Jamie Lynn's got for us. So that was my 5 minutes. So thank you all. Big mahalos and aloha and mahalo nui loa. Best of luck to the AOG in the future. Thank you.
General James, we have a message for you from Colonel Marshall and Colonel Soderholm.
General James, congratulations on your new assignment, and just a brief note of thanks for everybody at the mighty AOG. They say the 201st AOG that we find today. I took a look at the alpha roster. We're at 114 people, which I believe matches an all-time high with several more folks coming in. We are better resourced, both in dollars and personnel, especially AGR resources and temp tech and temp AGR resources than we were when you took over. And I left my last command thinking that I was in the best TFI relationship that a guardsman could have, and somehow found an even better one here. So in many respects, in almost all respects, this place is better than I'm certain that you found it. So thank you very much, sir, for everything that you did for the 201st. Thank you for setting us up for success. Thank you for taking the time to care about people as well as mission. And we couldn't be happier to count you as an alumni. You're always welcome back.
Hey, sir. I just want to say that I don't have words to express to you how much I appreciate what you've done for the Hawaii National Guard, for the Air Operations Group, and for me personally during your time in command. You were absolutely the leader that we needed at the time that we needed you to really accelerate the AOG on its positive trajectory We've made leaps and bounds as an organization under your command, and I just want to say that to me you've been a fantastic commander, an awesome mentor, and I'd like to thank a personal friend. I really don't know what else to say other than that. Just sort of mahalo nui loa and aloha, and all the best to you and your family and all your next adventures. Thank you.
Thank you. General James, it is my honor to present a gift to you on behalf of the men and women of the 201st AOG, 201st COS, and the 201st AMOS. Thank you very much for your awesome leadership and service with us.
Thank you, mighty AOG. Thank you, COS. Thank you, AMOS. And thank you, Chief. That's beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Okay. Brigadier General Harris will now execute the change of command for the 201st Air Operations Group.
Brigadier General Thomas J. James is relieved from duty as Commander 201st Air Operations Group effective 16 December 2020. Attention to orders. Special Order G 21005. Subject: Permanent Assumption of Command dated 2 February 2021. Assigns Colonel Jamie Lynn G. Thompson as Commander of the 201st Air Operations Group effective 2 February 2021.
Sir, I assume command.
Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Jamie Lynn Thompson, Commander, 201st Air Operations Group.
Thank you, Chief. Ever since we made the announcement back in October about this change, I have been jotting down and recalling messages and words of wisdom from my previous commanders, bosses, and chiefs, and I wanted to package it all neatly for today and share it with you. Instead, I'm going to keep today simple with 2 special thank yous and a promise. First off, thank you, General Harris and General James, for this amazing opportunity. I have heard a lot about the large shoes I have to fill, but I know these size 12s are going to fit in quite well. Second, a huge mahalo to my 2 largest supporters, my husband Chad and our son Noah. You have listened to me express myself from time to time, helped me see the world in a different light when I need to, and you have stood by my side along this path, and I wouldn't be here without you. So thank you for everything that you do for me and our family. To all my families and friends and mentors that are joining us online and have supported me along this path, the only thing I can give you in return is this promise of more hard work. Today is very special for me. Those of you joining us online may not realize where we're standing right now, but we are standing in the 535th Airlift Squadron Auditorium. shared with the 204th and the Hawaii Air National Guard. But the 535th is a unit that I stood up, helped stand up about 15 years ago. And now assuming command of my 1st Guard unit, affectionately known as Det 2, this is very special to me, and I feel very much at home in the Hawaii Air National Guard, and I'm so happy to Inch for recruiting me, and so happy to have mentors like Colonel Hoffman and Chief Hoffman. This is home, and I'm so glad to be now part of the 201st AOG. In this moment, there are 3 things that are important to me: people, our partners, and priorities. This year has been very tough with COVID, and I am focused on you, the members of the AOG, and your families. Make sure that we carve our path forward, and we take care of the things that matter most, each other. Our partners with the 613th AOC, the Hawaii Air National Guard, as well as the state of Hawaii, I want to strengthen those alliances and continue those relationships. And in terms of priorities, we talked about it earlier today, about innovation and how change is important. We have to maintain our agile and adaptiveness. And so for me to continue TJ's tenure of making sure that you have the training and education to keep you ready for the call, that is my charge. So I want to say thank you to our amazing comm support here, and all the setup crew, especially the bouncers at the door, keeping everyone out. And last but not least, I want to say a huge mahalo to the warriors of the AOG, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the arena. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Thompson. On behalf of the men and women of the 201st Air Operations Group, we extend a warm welcome to Mr. Thompson, Ty, and Noah. We look forward to working with you as you become an integral part of our Ohana. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing the Air Force song. This concludes today's ceremony. We thank you for joining us and have a wonderful day. Aloha.
Awesome.